an absolute mess, hasn't it, poor Foss? Oops. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Welcome on in. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Not good at all. That's a bit of foam ruined. Euphoria from a new tattoo. Wonderful. Do you mind if I ask what you got? Thank you so much, Nikki, for being subscribed for 10 months. Wow, that's fab. Thank you so much. Woo, worth it. I'm glad you think so. I really am. Hello. Oh, has it done the thing again? Yeah, it's done the thing again. I don't know why it started doing this. It just refuses to remember my settings for the camera. It's really quite annoying. That's radiation symbol. Awesome.
HeroQuest is the best game ever made, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Hi, Cypher. How you doing? Give me a second, folks. I'm just fixing the webcam yet again. I don't know why it's been so temperamental since the last update. Konnichiwa. Don't worry about it at all, Modhail. O genki desu ka?
Space!
Sumimasen. Gaijin desu. So desu. Meeting to go at 7, so only here for about an hour. Okie dokie, Cypher, that's perfectly fine. I hope the meeting goes well. Thank you for popping in. What was I doing? I was configuring the video, that's what I was doing. Porthos is just like, this is completely unacceptable. You're blocking everyone's view of me. How dare you? It just keeps turning me autofocus back on, and I don't know why. Like, I change the settings and I say to it, no, don't autofocus. Keep the focus here. This is the only thing I use this camera for. And it's just like, nah, autofocus. You like autofocus, right? No, I do not like autofocus. Because it does not know what to focus on at all. Okay. Go. We take it out of studio mode. There we go. Sorted. Now you can see the squid properly. I don't know why. It looks like the ticker for the jukebox is broken. I don't know why. Very odd. It actually looks like it's disappeared. Oh no, here we go. No, it's fuck's sake. Jukebox is slightly broken tonight, I'm afraid, folks. You can still request songs, but we won't have the ticker at the bottom for some weird and wonderful reason. On the plus side, you can always use !song to find out what's playing currently. Which is the best I can do, I'm afraid. Hopefully that will be okay for you all, though. Now let's put you over here. Thanks, D-Mac. Give me a second. All of my tech stuff is just fucking up tonight. It's always the way, isn't it? Can't go a single stream without some sort of technical difficulty. D-Mac, thank you so much for being subscribed for 15 fucking months. That's more than a year. Oh, the ticker's working again. There we go. Well, just in case you weren't sure what song it was, now you've got it twice. Yeah, it looks like it's just being a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie, these days it seems like tech is just there to fuck up. Not that I'm bitter or anything. You and me both, Tids. You and me both. Welcome on in. I hope you're feeling alright. No, you were feeling a bit rough earlier. Right, now that I've finished fucking about with things, we'll do that. And we'll do that. And let me give Bezos bucks at the moment. Is that because you previously gave the Bezos bucks? Is that what's going on there? We don't actually want that one right now. We want this one. No better. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Tids. Yeah, just chill out. CFS is a twat like that. But it's good that you're taking the time for some self-care and getting some rest. Because it's important that you do that, especially when you have a chronic illness. And it can be very, very hard to do, I know that. So good on you. Right, the plan for tonight is to finish off the Pasanka Squig, which, if I hadn't cancelled my stream last Friday, would have been finished in time for Easter, which would have been perfect. But I did what was best for me by Porthos, and took a self-care day. And I don't regret it. It is a shame that this isn't done, but meh. Can't win them all. Health is way more important, exactly. We as a species these days, as a society if you want, have a habit of pushing ourselves way further than we should, because it's what we've been taught is the right thing to do. If you're not being productive, then you're not of value. And that's bullshit. Why have I switched to this screen? Because this is an important pep talk and the squig can wait. You need to take time for yourself. This goes for all of you. Whether you have a chronic illness or not, you all need to take time for yourselves. Even if it's 5 minutes in the garden with a cuppa, which is what I did earlier. You all need to do it. You need a breather from everything. From this fucking mess of a world we live in. You need that little breather. You need that little bit of time for you. Whatever form that takes. Remember to do it. Because you have value. Whether you're stuck in the fucking rat race like I am, whether you're streaming as a living, whether you're doing something completely different, whether you're not doing anything at all, you still have value. It's important that you're here. There are people that want you to
Get
be
nice
here.
and moist for me, won't
And you need to take care of yourself. Okay? I would consider it a personal favour you take care of yourselves. Hello, Longfang. How you doing, mate? And thank you, DMAC, for doing the shout-out for him there. Mum, thank you very much for the hydrate. My water cup is way further away than usual because just before the stream I took a drink out of it and it spat water all over me. It's a good job I'm wearing a black t-shirt, put it that way. And it's already spitting water all over me, so this is going to be a very damp hydrate. Thank you, Mum. Oh, it is like leaked all over my mouse mat. I'm going to have to put it on the floor. Oh. And now my legs are cold and wet. I need to clean one of the other cups, one of the ones that doesn't fucking leak. Thank you for the posture check, Mum. I've literally just started, so I've not had time to properly gremlin it up, but I appreciate the sentiment. Heard of having a drinking problem, but this is ridiculous. Well done.
Hello there.
Well done.
You serious?
Out of interest, is the music loud enough for everybody? Or is it a bit quiet? Because if it's a bit quiet, I can turn it up for all of us. If it's okay for you folks, I'll just turn it up in my headphones. Still staring at Jetfire because you're all pricks. We are, aren't we, Longfang? But that's why you love us. Like, when you were bemoaning the...
Genuine enthusiasm.
Clive the Kiwi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Could always boost it a bit. Okay. I think it's on about 5 at the moment, so we'll pop it up to 10. Yeah, that's better. And you should still be able to hear me. But if it's too loud now, let me know and I'll do a manual sound adjust. Hopefully that will be a thing that I don't need to do quite so much in the future. Hey, Torpor. If that's for the reasons that I think it is, I hope it clears up quickly. And I hope you're doing okay. Longfang, when you were bemoaning the eBay auction that was going on, me and Grox were like messaging each other over Twitter. Shit, no, I didn't, Longfang. Could you do it for me, please? I knew I forgot to do something. Like, I was gonna do it on Tuesday. Yesterday is the day that happened. And I just completely fucking forgot. We're just in my backup playlist at the minute. Yes. So me and Grox were messaging each other on Twitter, just like, how is it going? Is it progressing? Yes, it is progressing. The deed is done. So your lamentations were very amusing to us. Yeah, we are. This is how GrokSync works, mate. You should be used to this by now. So I'm just tidying up some of the scalloped edges? Is that the phrase? Well, the lacy bit of the pattern. before I get onto the really complicated bit. Oh, I am using the Psycho for this, by the way, if anybody feels like shaming me tonight. Okay.
Look at that subtle off-white coloring. The tasteful thickness of it.
At least it wasn't the archive have died on the spot. Grox, are you still there? I hope you're making notes. There's always another Christmas. There's always another birthday. You have to be careful what you say around Grox, you see. And some of the rest of us too. The eyes of the Grox see all. No killing Longfang. No, we'll put some smelling salts in the box or something. It's fine. Okay. So, I don't think this is going to work actually, because this is the one with the ink in it. And the ink is really pretty and works really nicely on some things, but I don't think it'll work for this. And I've had a little bit of a wet palette mishap since last week, as you may be able to see in the background there. Both of my yellows and a bit of the green ink have run together. Hello, Cyborg. You enjoy your lurk, mate. I hope everything's okay. I was going to say none of you fuckers know where I live, but that's not entirely true. No, it is not, Cypher. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the Army Painter Orc Skin, which I am going to water down a little bit, because unlike the Citadel paints I have in dropper bottles, this isn't pre-thinned. But it's already quite a thin paint, so it doesn't need a lot of water. Just a little bit. Cooking teriyaki beef and veg. Oh, lovely. Well, enjoy both the cooking and the eating. No, I would. Okay. Oh, shit. Just leaving the pitch going there. Sorry about that. Like, you should all subscribe to 2 Minutes to Late Night on YouTube. They are good beans, very funny, very talented, but yeah, we don't need the picked the wrong brush up. So the ribbon has like a lattice work effect on it. So I'm gonna attempt. I have wings, as in like chicken wings? As in the edible variety? Or are you drinking Red Bull? Husband has this as her ringtone for her mother. Wicked. What is my ringtone for my mum? I have completely forgotten. I know that my text alert is for my mum is a quote from the Cable Guy. Oh, awesome, Cyborg. I take it there'll be some pictures on the Food Porn Emporium when you're done. As usual with this particular squig, this is going to be nowhere near perfect. But As long as it looks nice, I don't mind if it's not perfect. You know? Got a little bit of the line there that's broken, so we'll just fix that before we carry on with the next one. Oh, Monel. Also, have I said hello to you yet? I don't think I have. Just in case I haven't. No, I have. Because I asked you how you were in Japanese. Never mind. I remember now. God, my memory. I just cannot function at the minute. Oh, cool. Thank you very much, Torpor. I will take a look later. Not really had any time for Animal Crossing today. Oops. I wobbled at the end there and spoiled it a little bit, but that's okay. We can fix it. I am very shaky again today. So that might be the excess amount of coffee I've had. Because I was sleepy. And having more coffee to stave off the sleepiness seemed like a smart plan at the time. So what have you got then, Mum? If it's not chicken wings, and it's not Red Bull, what do you mean you've got wings? Like, costume wings to wear? I'm gonna try and tidy that line up. Otherwise it's gonna bug me. Oh, any particular reason why you've got costume wings? I take it you're going somewhere where you require a costume. So the dark green paint had kind of solidified on the palette. Like it had gone really tacky, which is why it wasn't actually doing what I wanted it to do there. Usually,
hello there.
A little bit of water clears that right up. Hi, Hans. How you doing? I'm doing okay, thank you.
Hello there.
Hello, Mumborg. Is Mumborg going to be having some of the tasty food you're cooking, Cyborg? You know, thinking about it, squigs are kind of frog-like, aren't they? We'll do this side first. Like if I was doing this properly, it'd be precision lines, carefully calculated angles. But no. Nobody wants to sit and watch me do maths. You want to come back up, don't you? Now that you know that there's people here, now that folks have filtered in, you want to come back. Come on then. Up, up. Are you coming or not? There we go. Oh, thank you, Gritto. Thank you, Grox, for the treat for Porthos, and excuse me for a moment whilst I blow my nose, because my hay fever's acting up today. Physically doing well, emotionally I want a 6'8" Amazonian wolf girl to cuddle me. Tell me it's perfectly normal to feel bad and things will get better. Oh, bless you, Hans. Well, I can't really do any of that other than tell you that things will get better. So hopefully 5'5" trash panda gremlin on the internet telling you that things will get better is good enough. I'm sorry, can't really do much more than that. Torpor, thank you for redeeming a treat for me. Ha! I get the treat this time. No, you... Laser focus on my treat bag. Look at that. Ooh. I'm going to have a straub, because I love straubs. You're not having my straub. You've already had a treat. Thank you for my straub, Torpor. I'm going to eat it while I paint. I hope you don't mind. Had images from snagging it. Yeah. Well, he has done stuff like that before. There's a treat for hobby button. There go my channel points. Aw, bless you, Model. The treat for hobby button is going to remain active until I run out of sweets. And then I will deactivate it until I buy more sweets. But I got a discount code from Sweet Punks. Thank you, Nikki and Mum, for the treats for me. And Mod Hale as well. Fucking hell. I'm gonna get fat. And thank you for the treat for Porthos as well, Mod Hale. Okay. You do know that treats can just arrive at times. I am well aware of that, Torpor. Well aware. Okay, I'm not going to have one of those because they're really hard to chew on stream. Something that I can chew. There we go. So, we have most of a fishy. One of these little like rainbow cable thingies. And a chocolate egg. Thank you, Nikki, Mum, and Modhel. You get some hobby treat ASMR now. And am I eating green stuff? No, I'm not eating green stuff. Hey, Brad, how you doing? Candy mukbang stream a little bit, yeah. Oh, awesome! Tank. I love this track. Fucking great track. Yoko Kanno and the seatbelts are fucking brilliant. Such a good tune. And so iconic. With good reason. I have accidentally eaten green stuff before, but let's face it, we're hobbyists. Who hasn't? Do not eat the green, it tastes like sadness. It does taste like sadness. Oh, I don't know if TechSquig has done the thing yet, but there is a new timer that will roll through every now and then. I'm going to be making some updates to the stream, particularly to this one, but sort of generally to the channel as well, over the next few weeks or so, depending on how long it takes me to do. In terms of what you get here, nothing's going to change. It's just some things are going to get a bit of a facelift. The jukebox in particular is going to get a bit of a facelift. Because thanks to DMAC, I now have access to a jukebox which will be better for me as the streamer, and should be a little bit more consistent audio level wise, meaning that we have less situations where you folks are going, I can't hear you, or I can't hear the music. So, you know, it'll be good for the stream in general, I think. It'll make things a bit easier, it'll make things run a bit smoother. And we're less likely to have situations where TechSquig just goes, no, don't like that one, as it is so often wont to do. Doing okay, spent day revamping all my OBS settings for return tomorrow. Oh, you're returning tomorrow, are you, Brad? Well, in that case, if any of my mods are still knocking about, can one of you please do a shout out for Hobread? And I'll see if anyone responds, and then if not, I'll do it myself in a second. And that's another thing that hopefully this new thank you, Longfang, this new jukebox will fix, because instead of it being based on an alternate set of points, it will be based on channel points. So you'll be able to see exactly how many points you have when you're requesting a song anyway. Which will be good, I think. Yeah, welcome back, Bread. May your return stream and all those after it be filled with viewers and happy times. Are you moping because you've not had any treats for 5 seconds? Is that what's happening here? He's being such a diva. Like, it's my channel, you'd expect me to be the diva, but no, that's what I've got him for. Thank you for the treat for Porthos, Brad. Enabling the boy is always an option. And thank you for the treat for me as well. I hadn't expected, in all honesty, that when I set that that command up, every time the dog got a treat, I'd get a treat as well. It's like a behaved at somebody else's birthday party cake, you know? This time I will have a gummy worm. Thank you very much, Brad. Oh, thank you very much, Brad. Well, it's funny you should say that. Some of you folks will already know this. Hello, guys. How you doing? Overpriced Hootie t-shirt from Hot Topic. Holy shit. Yeah, I can imagine that was expensive. Hot Topic's not a cheap store. Well, I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Oh. Geist, if they do, please take a photograph of it. King is my favourite. I adore him. And I identify with him on a special level. Tiny and filled with megalomaniacal rage. Still need to watch Owl House. Owl House is fucking wonderful. Owl House and Gravity Falls are, in my opinion, the 2 best things to come out of Disney in a long time. I mean, I am slightly biased when it comes to Gravity Falls because it's a show about all of the things that I love. Hey, Sarabi, how you doing? I am doing. That'll do, won't it? Good to see you here. Oh, is vibing broken again? There you go. Just in case it is broken. And it's not just that I completely missed it appearing on the screen. I'm not too bad, thanks, Harvey. And yes, he's being a good boy right now because he's just had a treat. Though he does desperately want cuddles, apparently. You are such a softy, Porthos. I'm such a big softy. And you are pushing me into my cabinet. It's like the hobbyist equivalent of being in the closet. My cat does not like the heat. Oh, I can imagine. It's quite warm here, but it's not horrendously warm. It's more sunny than it is warm. Um, we were taking Porthos out for walks at midday, and it's just too much for him now. So I think I'm going to start taking him, either getting up early in the morning to walk him, or taking him out, sort of 8-9 o'clock when the sun's set. It's 14 degrees and sunny as fuck. Oof. I think it's about 12 here. I might be wrong. But yeah, definitely sunny as fuck. My little black cat ain't happy with it, I can imagine. The good thing about this taking so long is that by the time I get to the point where I need to do the next bit, which goes directly over the top of what I'm doing right now, it should have dried. Oh no. What is considered a fashion sign amongst Transformers? Wearing Vans. Oh my god, guys, that were awful. Well done. Well done. I always preferred Etnies, personally. Get out. Welcome back, Rocket. Okay, I've lost my right leg to the dog. Ooh. This is the point in the stream when I start to get very uncomfortable very fast. He's also blocking my elbow from being able to move where it needs to move. So... like, I love Porthos to bits. I really do. And I'm so glad that I've got a dog who likes to be cuddled. And... he's just generally a softie. But his desperate need to be cuddled all the time can A, make me extremely warm, and B, stop me from being able to do the things I need to do. Very much a monkey's paw situation. Hey, don't blame me, I didn't put this in the jukebox. Sure, it's sort of unofficially my theme tune for these streams, but not my fault. Get a cuddle sitter. The only person besides me that he wants to cuddle all the time is my mum. Like, when Slow's on the couch, Porthos will sit at the other side of the room and just stare at him. But if I'm in there, he'll just sit next to me and he'll cuddle up to me and go to sleep on me. What are you doing, sweetheart? You stood up and you're staring at the floor like you want to get down, but you ain't getting down. Are you just thinking about your life? Alright then, sweetheart. You do you. Hans is enjoying the chaos that he's spreading. Fabulous. It's what we like to see. We love a bit of wholesome chaos here. Hobbits just live the best kind of life. They really do. Really, really do. I think I just need to give up my life and become a hobbit. I think that's what I need to do. But I'd miss you a lot too much. Okay, so let's see if you can see actually. You see that patterned fabric on Porthos's bed. He's sort of sleeping on. That's my pajama bottoms. When he can't get access to me, he steals my laundry and puts it on his bed so that he can cuddle my laundry instead. Which is one of those things that you expect to see in one of those tell us some weird thing your pet does, but say my roommate kind of tweet threads. Because it's just like, geez, if you weren't my pet, this would be very strange. What's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? I would pay $200 to have a lentil on my... Oh my... Fucking hell, Brett. That were awful. What is it with you lot and my terrible jokes tonight, honestly? Okay, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. Lentils are a kind of pulse, I think is the correct family for them. Geist? Might be a legume. I'm really bad at this. I know peanuts are legumes, rather than nuts. They're a legume. Thank you, Cyborg. I will defer to the one with the knowledge and training in this particular area. Yes, they do, Hans. See, we're getting into the fiddly ones now. This is where I'm likely to cock it up. So I'm just going to hold my squig gently, keeping my fingers away from its mouth so that it cannot bite. And very carefully, paint its tail. New Metroplex is 200 quid. Oh, fuck that. Hold squig gentle like Hamburger. Hello, Fresh! Can we get a shout out for the Fresh Sorcerer? The freshest sorcerer of them all. And a very good bean. Hope the rest of your stream went well, Fresh.
Hello there.
Oblivion ended, and now I'm here to give you some people. Well, thank you very much for the people. It's much appreciated. Did you have fun? I'm sorry I wasn't able to be particularly active because I was working at the same time. But I really enjoyed what I was able to watch of your stream in between meetings and stuff. Oh no! Orcs! Did exactly what I set out to do, which is to say I fucked around a lot and made no progress on the main story. Fuck yeah! I say this a lot, but fuck the critical path. Unless you absolutely have to. Nah, critical path. Nah. Which is why me and New Vegas didn't get along. Because I went, fuck the critical path, went off in the opposite direction, and got murdered by a Deathclaw within 5 minutes. Because I was not equipped for that kind of fight. Gonna take a nap. Okie dokie, Fresh, you go get some rest, mate. And thank you again for the raid, and for the wonderful stream that I couldn't say thank you for earlier. You are wholesome, and then again, your definition must be a bit skewed if you're calling me wholesome. Take care, Fresh. Now, I knew this was going to happen. I got green on the yellow. I'm just going to tidy that up a tiny bit. I may have to go back over all the yellow. Hey, Scarlet, how you doing, sweetheart? Too much paint. I'm doing alright, thank you, sweetheart. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you've been keeping well. I've forgotten what colour I was going to paint my Corsairs. What is like is there a theme to? I'm gonna guess that there are other things for your army that you've already painted. Oh. That line is way too thick. Way too thick. Oh no. Eldar Technicolor Nightmare. I mean, that is true. But I was wondering if perhaps you could figure out what colour you were aiming for with your Corsairs based on what you'd done with other miniatures for the set. You know, perhaps there was a bit of a running theme or something. Right. Let's tidy up that line. There we go. A bit better. Vaporwave Star, I don't know how. I really want to do that, but I need an airbrush to be able to do it. And I have other more pressing purchases to deal with before I can think about getting an airbrush. I've got to sort the PC out. I kind of need to learn to drive this year. My iPad's fucked, so I'm going to have to replace that at some point so that I can keep doing pixel art and stuff, because that's how I do my pixel art. Oh, and then there's the whole trying to move house, so gotta save up for a deposit for a new house, and life is expensive. But yeah, I will get an airbrush eventually, when everything else is sorted out. Because really, I've got to prioritise the driving and the moving thing. Eldora Technicolor Nightmare? Sounds like they have played the game where you are a squid and then a kid. And sometimes both at the same time. I tried to get into Splatoon, but I just couldn't. I think it's the kind of thing you have to have other people to play with, if I'm not mistaken, and that might have been part of the problem. Really good at painting yellow nicely. That is a talent that you should definitely brag about, Brad, because painting yellow is a ball ache. So good on you. I think I've managed to paint yellow nicely exactly once. And that was on my Ukrainian flag squig. And that took ages. Okay, we're nearly there. We're nearly at the tip of the tail. Oh, really, Modhell? If you've got any tutorials for that, I'd be very, very interested. Because when it comes to learning a new technique with a specific outcome in mind, I like to look at tutorials to try and figure it out, and then I like oh yeah, I can show it. It's on my desk at the minute. It's not in the cabinet, so okay. It's good music, Hans. Yeah, this is the Ukrainian flag squig. It has a twin, which lives at my mum's house because it was a commission from my mum. My mum's one has tiny sunflowers on it as well. It's on a bigger base. So it's more like a little diorama. That's the wrong brush. I should really put the brushes I'm not using away so that I stop picking them up by accident. Christian, hello! How you doing? And yeah, we're nearly finished. We've got a little bit more detail work to do. And then it's just sort of painting the harness and the teeth. It is very loved. I know it is. And I'm so glad that you like it. I really am. Oh god, here's a song I've not heard in a while.
Get nice and moist for me, won't you?
Modhale, thank you very much for the posture check, the stretch, and the hydrate. I'm going to get the hydrate out of the way first, purely because then my lap has time to dry again. For anyone that wasn't here, last time I got a hydrate, my cup is leaking. And now my legs are wet. Time for union mandated streamer maintenance. Shit, have I been going for an hour, really? Fucking hell. Posture check. Yes, of course. There we go. I am no longer sitting like a gremlin. Those of you that are watching from positions of gremlin-y natures, now's a good time to check your own posture. Maybe roll your shoulders a little bit. Just sit up as straight as you feel comfortable with doing. You know, just get rid of that hunch a little bit. And now, time for us all to have a little stretch, I think. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Modhale, for making sure that I take better care of myself. So I love the Portal version of this song, but the Jonathan Colton version, the guy that wrote this song, his version of it has a special place in my heart because I just love Jonathan Colton stuff so much. It's one of his songs that has been getting itself stuck in my head quite often recently. So much so that it's ended up in my regular rotation. And it doesn't sound like it would be a cute song, but it is. I've got a bit of paint stuck here. I'm just gonna, because it's not actually on the bristles, it's on the whatever that's called. There's a little tiny bit on the bristles now because I put it there by accident. There we go. Yeah, it's a really cute song. It just doesn't sound like it when you hear the title. It's called "You Ruined Everything," brackets in the nicest way. And it's actually a song about when his kid was born. And it's such a lovely song. And I think it, as much as it is supposed to be about you know, having a kid and how that changes your life and the dynamic of your relationships and stuff like that, I think it can actually be applied to a few different situations, which makes it an even better song in my opinion. His Creepy Doll song is very much in my head. I'm like, oh, Creepy Doll is a really good track. Like, a few years back, Jonathan Colton worked with some comic book artists to do a Kickstarter for a one-shot comic called Code Monkey Save World. I backed it because Joko fan. But it's actually a really good comic, and it's got characters like Creepy Doll in it. It's basically a Jonathan Colton comic with all the characters from his different songs in it. It's wonderful. It's even got Bob from The Office down the hall in it. And obviously, with the title, it's got Code Monkey in it. Yeah, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I highly recommend you look up Jonathan Colton. His music is... a lot of it is supposed to be comedy, but it's also surprisingly profound. And a couple of his songs are real gut punches as well. I recommend avoiding a song called Nobody Loves You Like Me if you're in a bad headspace. Because that will not help. Awesome, Bread. Well, you and Mum Bread enjoy Parks and Rec. And thank you so much for stopping in tonight. It's been lovely to have you here. And again, welcome back. It's been lovely to see you as well, Bread. I know it's daft, but every single time I hear any of Devin Townsend's tracks, I'm always just immediately transported back to my first ever download. Because I was very fortunate that Strappingham Lad played at the first download I ever got to go to, and I got to see them, which, as an SYL fan, was a great experience. They were very, very good live. Very good live. If I'm not mistaken, that was the same year that I saw Lordy. I will check it out after the stream, Cyborg. I don't tend to check Discord during streams, especially not when I'm painting, because, well, means I have to stop painting. If I keep stopping, I'll never get it done. By all means, Cyborg, by all means. Cute animals and food, always welcome. Porn, never. These are the rules. A little bit of Tom Cardy, fabulous. Good choice, Sarabi. My favourite of his is the Lord of the Rings one. Because you can enjoy something and poke fun at it. Guess what? We have one thing left to do, and then all of the detail work on this wig is done. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, wow. Very nice, Cyborg. That is some proper Instagram food right there. Nicely done. Right. This is the bit that's going to be nervous about this. That sounds nice, though, Hans. Okie dokie, Cypher. Best of luck. Hope everything goes well. And thank you for popping in tonight. Yeah, the line's a little wonky. I could resolve this by getting some washi tape out and putting it along the stomach. But that might not work. Oh, look, it's the Unreliable Narrator song. Indeed. Though I believe this might be the instrumental version. It's great, isn't it, Christian? Like, whether you're a Lupin the Third fan or not, the music is something that unites people. It really is. Because it's just so funky. Like, all of it's so funky. I mean, you all know that I'm biased towards the Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra version of the Lupin the Third theme tune. But of course I am, but if Hugh Laurie played an international super thief, would that make him Lupus the Third? Oh my god, that is a terrible joke, but well done. Oh no, Longfang, no turning to dust. I suppose you can turn to powder, though. See what I did there? You're well within your rights to shun me for that joke. I wonder if the faders are still going. It's something I occasionally think about. Does anybody else have that with like a band that they remember from their youth? Just occasionally they'll pop into your head and you'll go, I wonder if they're still going. Oh, really, Longfang? Wow. That band in question is Powder. Ah, fair play, Cyborg. Yeah, for me it's the faders. Time is a bullshit concept. It really is. Oh no. This is not going well. Time was invented by capitalists in order to justify wages. Yep, I can believe that. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. Nope. Don't need that kind of support right now. You'll often see me doing this, like pressing my pinky finger against the miniature, or changing my mind and doing this. I've developed a few different hand positionings for when I'm painting to help me stabilize myself, so that if I'm shaking, it doesn't have as much of an impact on what I'm painting. And normally with a smaller miniature, I'd be bracing myself against the painting handle or against the base. But depending on how much I'm shaking and what kind of line I'm trying to make, I'll adjust the way that I'm holding the paintbrush, and the way that I put my paintbrush hand against the miniature or the handle. And it's probably something that everybody does in their own way. It's just something that I have become aware that I do because of trying to avoid shaking. Now he's been summoned by the music. It wouldn't be the first time, would it? Though I think Duke's normally streaming by now, so... It's really difficult. Now, you'll notice as well that I'm not getting very far, and that I am going back to the palette quite regularly. This is one of the things that a lot of people don't like about this particular brush. So unless you load it up with a lot of paint, which is kind of the antithesis of what it's designed for, you have to work very quickly and refill regularly, for want of a better description. But that I'd rather have to do that than have to deal with the larger diversions from my planned painting space. See, I avoided the M word there. Because if anyone cares to use it in chat, you'll get it from the man himself, but we don't make mistakes. That's eBay letting me know that there are more out-of-print squigs available. Well, out of production, I should say. It's the most dangerous eBay alert that I have. Because one of these days, Squig 3 is going to be in there. And when it is, finally, my Squig collection will be properly complete. Like, my original Squig collection will be complete. It is literally the only vintage Squig that I don't own. It's Tyranid Squig number 3. Like, I've even got Nebel, who is literally made of lead. Thank you, Cyborg, for a little bit of Mothra. Go with the insane detail for this stripe, because this one needs to be a little bigger. Might actually be easier to paint as well. Yeah, see, that's going on way easier, way quicker. Yeah, sorry, Hans, it looks like you were not able to summon him today. I mean, the other trick is to say parry 3 times into a mirror and then turn around, and then he'll appear behind you. There we go. All of the detail work for the Pysanka Squig is done. Now we've just got the little details like the chains, the harness, and the teeth, and the claws to do. And then we can base the bugger and get it ready for its partner to be attached. Because even after we finish this, we're only halfway there. This is a gargantuan task. But I think it's been well worth it. Right. Let's get some of our skeleton bone mixed up and ready to use. This is another army painter paint, hence why I've just put some water in it. Also, it's been on the palette for a week. I'm gonna give you a pedicure. Now, I'm not too fussed, and I've said this before, about the paint going on perfect on the claws. I'm actually going to use a bigger brush for this as well. This is the insane detail. I want the character brush. Let's give it a proper swirl, because that white paint won't come off otherwise. There we go. That's the regiment brush. That's a bit too big. We want the character brush. Character brush. Sort of a mid-size brush. Yeah, I'm not too fussed about the layers going on too cleanly, because if you've ever seen like elephant toes. Hey, Kian, how you doing? Pretty sure I've not said hello to you yet. Yeah, if you've ever seen like elephant toes or animal claws in general, they tend to have this sort of almost stripy appearance. So if it doesn't go on super clean, I'm not going to be losing much sleep over it. We're going to put another layer on anyway. But I suppose if it doesn't go on super clean, it's just going to make things a bit easier for me when I start doing the detail work on them. I'm also not going to worry too much about this little bit of base that's attached to its foot, because that's going to get covered with dirt and stuff. So I'll probably just paint it with a couple of layers of a brown paint and then leave it at that. What Am Games, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. a little bit more going in there. There we go. Okay. I'm kind of determined to get this finished tonight. Like, I really want to get started on the next one because I think the next one's going to actually be more difficult than this one was. Up. I kind of like that. I don't know if you see that on the camera particularly clearly. Let me see if I can. There. I kind of like that the indent here hasn't taken the paint particularly well because it looks like the squig's got a cavity. I say, poking my own cavity with my tongue. I really need to go and see a dentist, and I keep forgetting. It's getting quite bad. Fair enough, Cyborg. Okay. I think we're about there with this particular colour. I've noticed that there's a little bit of the gum that's not done, so I'm going to get some Screamer Pink on my palette. Give it a quick little shake then. We need a little bit. Very little bit. No, the Psycho is way too small for this. The character is a little bit too big, so we're going to go with the insane detail. Fuck, this is a track I've not heard in a while. Okay. As I know we've got some new folks in, and apologies to those of you that have heard this a million times before. You won't see me watering down any of my Citadel paints because I've transferred them all to dropper bottles and have pre-thinned them with Liquitex Flow Aid, which is often used for painting airbrushes, but it's also really, really good for thinning down Citadel paints so that you can keep them in dropper bottles. I find that having my Citadel paints in dropper bottles rather than in the like little clippy top pots that they come in keeps them for longer. So if I'm using more of a specific colour, and my other paints aren't really getting used as much, I won't then have to rebuy those paints when I get to a point where I want to use them, because they'll still be nice and healthy. And this has been something that has worked for stuff that was in hex pots, for those that remember the Citadel hex pots. I've still got, I'll show you in a second. Where have we got? Crumbles to dust. Yeah, I know, Cyborg. So I've got some stuff that's from the earlier, like the first run of Flippy Top Pots. But somewhere in this lot I've also got some stuff that was in hex pots. And it all still works because I've put the flow aid in it and put it into dropper bottles. It just stops the air getting into the paint so it doesn't go claggy and crappy anywhere near as quickly. It's a faff to do, but personally I think it's worth it. Okay, so that's base coat on the gums and the teeth done. We've got a little bit there that's missed paint, so let's get that sorted. There we go. Sorted. So now we can start building up the sort of colour on the teeth and the horn and the claws. I want this brush for this, I think. So I'm going to use my Precise Detail brush, which doesn't get used for precise detail because I have knackered it. But it makes for a decent dry brush as a result. And we're going to go with a little bit of Spaceship Exterior, which I am going to water down because this is Army Painter paint. Has not been pre-thinned. I've not got much paint on the brush, probably a little too much for what I want to do, but it's fine. One of the things I like most about painting things like squigs is that because they're technically a natural thing, in a sense, you can get away with things not being consistent. Like with a Space Marine, all of their armor's going to be the same colour, the same shade. You might have some battle damage and stuff like that, but you're starting off with the same baseline across the board. And two pieces of armour, like if you've got two pauldrons are gonna look roughly the same. But with things like Squigs and Sylvaneth and, you know, basically all the shit that I generally paint, they're naturally occurring things. So their teeth aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be identical. You're going to get little variations in colour and shape. There'll be certain things that, like certain techniques that are going to make it look more believable. But like with the raccoons I painted, they're all basically the same, but they're all slightly different. And it looks fine. So now that I've done that, I'm actually gonna... no, we're gonna do that first. Okay, the one thing I haven't put in a dropper bottle is my Nuln Oil, because this is just easier to keep in one of these pots. Nice one, Model. I should rewatch The Big Lebowski sometime. Yeah, we'll go with the Regiment Brush for this. This couldn't possibly go wrong. Regiment Brush is the biggest Army Painter brush I own. This is a chunky boy. Doesn't get much use in my painting because of the kind of things I paint. But I'm just going to get some Nuln Oil. I've kind of loaded the brush on purpose so that we can get lots of Nuln Oil between the teeth. Hey Slow, what's up?
Done oiling that squig.
Did you literally just say oiling that squig?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure thing. I'm actually going to put some on the guns as well. We'll brighten them up with some Pepto-Squigmol in a bit. Okay, I'll be right back, folks, because I have been summoned by the Slow. Now's a really good time to like grab a drink, have a little stretch, maybe have a little walk around, because your legs might be feeling like mine are. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Please enjoy the music while I'm gone. I'm back. Lovely bit of music to come back to. Love a good theremin. Thank you very much, Kian.
Hello there.
Hey, Buff, how you doing? Well, come on in. a bit there that I really want to get some Norm on, but it doesn't seem to want to take. Sometimes applying Nuln to stuff can be like a really delicate balance of putting too much on or not getting it where you want it to go, not getting it to pull. On the horn here, I'm just going to brush it sideways so that it ends up in all the divots, like that. We'll avoid that bit so we've got like a highlight there. Some people might tell you that using Nuln Oil to do stuff like this is cheating, or that using anything like that is cheating. It's not. It's a perfectly valid technique. And if it's the way you're comfortable doing it, then that's all that matters. Doing shit, my mother called me obese because pants I tried settled lower on me than my jeans did. Wow, that's horrible. I can't believe that someone's mother would say something like that to them. That's absolutely horrendous, and I'm so sorry that you've had to go through that, Buff. I'm aware that I have been blessed with a wonderful, extremely supportive, and batshit mental mother. If you're still there, ma'am, love you. But yeah, that's horrendous. Now, I don't know you personally. I've never met you. But regardless of your stature, it's a completely unacceptable thing to say to somebody. Really? Using a product designed for this exact purpose is cheating? The things the kids come up with these days. I know, right? It's like people will go, "Oh no, don't use shades. You should do this manually. You should do it yourself. Using shades is cheating if it's quick and easy." Carve, oh my god! Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? Can we get a shout out for Carvistico, please? Absolutely amazing pixel artist. For those that were there on Saturday, is the creator of the amazing little PNG tuber that I have now, who currently doesn't have a home on this particular setup, but I'm hoping to make it so in the future. Because really, I just want to show it off at any given opportunity because it's so fucking wonderful. Oh, thank you so much, Carv. Thank you. I hope the work's been going well. And yes, welcome on in, Raiders. And thank you again, Carv, for the raid. That's very sweet of you. It's all happening today, isn't it? Love this pattern. Thank you so much. So, I have a feature on these streams called Old Zogwarts Curse, even, whereby my viewers can, for a donation, or of I think I put it down as $4, was it, or 40 bits or something like that, or for 40k channel points, can suggest a theme for a squig.
Hello there.
Hey Destroyer, how you doing? And somebody requested, I believe it was Nikki, requested a Pasanka squig. So the Pasanka Ukrainian Easter egg that you can see at the side of the screen there is actually the guideline for what I've been doing with this little friend here. And yeah, he's almost complete now, and will be starting on his partner next stream, so on Friday. I'm quite excited about that, but also very nervous. Yeah, how dare you use metallic paints to paint metallic colours instead of using 8 different colours to paint metallic surfaces? I know, right, Hans? Like, I still use metallics. I'd like to have a go at non-metallic metals one day, but I don't think that people should shame people for doing for using the tools that are available in a way that they're comfortable with doing. It's kind of dumb. We are very inclusive about how we paint here. TMM, that's true metallic metal, is it? If I'm not mistaken. Almost finished with the 3rd out of 5 characters. I'm so tired. Last time I saw, they looked absolutely amazing. I'm sure they look even more amazing now, Carve. So, having fun, but it's exhausting. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. Non-metallic metal is sadly a painting snob fad. That's fair. I'd like to learn how to do it just to say that I've learned how to do it. Okay, so before I start painting the metal bits, I'm going to get the insane detail brush again. So sorry, no psycho counter. Quietly rocking out in the background. Longfang's just living his best life through the jukebox right now, and I am a-okay with that. So what I'm going to do, now that I've covered everything in Nuln Oil, is I'm just going to pick out sort of elevated ridges on the teeth for a highlight, using the spaceship exterior, which, as a reminder, I have watered down. Now, this one here, it's got a little bit of Nuln that's pulled in a place where I don't really want it. So I've put a little extra white over that, because this is quite thinned out, so it should just lighten everything up a little bit, and then we can put an extra highlight layer there. There we go. That doesn't look too bad. I'm okay with that. We'll put a little bit of a streak here too. This one needs a little bit there. Need to buy supplies. I've been using my friend's pencils and he doesn't have any good small ones. Ah, yes, definitely need to buy some supplies then. It's been so long since I've done anything that requires pencils. Tell a lie, I finally this month have finished a pencil drawing I started doing when Halo Infinite came out. Which was a little piece for Longfang, which I can't finish and post on the internet because my iPad's dead. I need to see if I can get it to like reinstall any applications. The problem I'm having with it is that it will power on and everything, but oh, Destroyer, thank you very much for the treat for me. Yeah, it'll power on and everything, but it refuses to connect to the App Store. It's got a connection to the internet and everything. I can get online, but it won't download apps. It won't download updates. It's like it's disconnected itself from the world. And to be fair, who can blame it? But it means that I can't install any of the apps that I need, and I had to factory reset it to try and fix the problem with it not installing updates. So now I don't have any of my programs. So I've lost my pixel art app, I've lost the Photoshop app I had on there, I've lost everything. I just can't get access to any of it as far as I'm aware. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to restore it all from a backup, but I spent 4 hours trying to get this fucking thing to download an update, and then when you know what, I don't care anymore. And I haven't touched it since. But once I've actually got access to Photoshop on my iPad again, I will do the digital version of that particular piece and put that on the internet.
Get nice and moist for me, won't you?
Okay, so Destroyer. I have a sour apple. Cool. Stretch doesn't work as a exclamation mark command, but I will still stretch Buff, thank you. Also, Buff, thank you for the treat for Porthos. They're very tasty, Destroyer. Porthos is carefully rearranging my pyjama bottoms into a pillow for himself, as you can see. And now for the stretch. Oh, wee bucket. Why am I a nerd, Longfang? Oh, because I love this t-shirt and I want to show it off, I'm just going to quickly pop to this screen. This is a Andrew O'Neill History of Heavy Metal t-shirt. It says heavy metal, Venom, and then you've got thrash metal, speed metal, death metal, black metal, power metal, and doom metal. I love this shirt. It's a science joke and a music joke. What's not to love? Thank you very much for the treats there, folks, and for the self-care. Much appreciated. Right. Let's get this little friend finished. It's a good shirt. Thank you. Sounds like scale 75 paint range. It's funny you should say that, Torpor. Because I've got black metal on my desk right now. Funnily enough, my speed metal paint from that set, they've mistyped the label, so it says sped metal with 2 Ds. Bun has a Venom story. Bun has a Venom story, really? Andrew O'Neill is pretty awesome. I've seen Andrew O'Neill live a few times now. He's a wonderful one. Actually, no. They are a wonderful comedian. There we go. I need to get better at that. Yeah, Andrew O'Neill is a absolutely wonderful comedian. Very, very intelligent. Very, very funny. Jeff Mantus Dunn is why I have a metal plate in my skull. Mantas! Go on then. How so? Do tell. Oh, if you're into the frankly bizarre but somehow very enjoyable amalgamation of steampunk, metal, and Jack the Ripper nerds, check out Andrew O'Neill's band, The Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing. Very, very good. Good quality shit. As well as being Venom's guitarist, he was my MMA instructor from the age of... Really? Wow! That's neat. I mean, except for the metal plate bit, that's slightly less neat. I'm guessing something went horribly, horribly wrong at some point. As, to be fair, it is often wont to do in MMA. I'm very, very lucky that I never had any negative experiences of that kind of variety. One of my teammates, when I was doing Bushido, had 3 of their fingers broken by their sparring partner. whilst they were using a training sword. That was a thing. Accident with a kick pad. Oof. Shit. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I have a history with MMA. I was doing karate, kickboxing, MMA from about the age of 6, right up until I was 14, 15. First dan black belt. Have competed in regional tournaments. There are two kinds of people that come out of MMA. People like me and Nikki, and the other kind, who I'm pretty sure there have been episodes of Behind the Bastards about. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah. We've got some more pulled Nuln here, which is just a little too dark for my liking. So we're just going to put a little bit of the skeleton bone over it, just to brighten it up a little bit. That's better. Could have been fatal. It could have been. At least the worst of the tap out area is over. That is very true. Very true. Like, one of my, and this is gonna sound terrible, but one of my most distinct memories from when I was doing martial arts is we used to do a karate summer camp where we'd there's a grammar school nearby, and we'd basically rent out the grammar school for a weekend, and we'd do training on the field, and we camped on the field and everything. And it was the school I was at and 2 other schools that were part of the same family. And we'd have like inter-school competitions and do demonstrations and stuff like that. And one year when we went, it was horrendously hot. Like, sun was beating down. People were dropping from dehydration, and we were out in the field doing training drills. And this is after I'd already got my black belt. And before I was diagnosed with the various chronic illnesses I have. And I started to feel dizzy. So I walked off of the field and went and sat down and got myself a drink and sat there in the shade having some water because I felt too dizzy to continue doing drills. And the head of my school, the head instructor, came over and he was like, "What are you doing sitting here? You're supposed to be doing drills." And I said, "I felt dizzy, so I'm sitting in the shade and having a drink." And he said, "You're a black belt. You're not allowed to do that. Black belts need to represent the school. Black belts don't get thirsty. Black belts don't get dizzy." And that was the point I switched karate schools. Because I was 13. And anybody that puts their ego and their appearances above your well-being, especially when you're a fucking child, they don't deserve your money or your time. That instructor was an asshole, Destroyer. I'd have given the fucking belt back. No, I worked really hard for that belt. And bearing in mind I worked really hard for that belt under his tutelage, you can imagine how hard I worked for that belt. Like, when I lament about the fact that I miss my Chun-Li days, there's a reason for that. I was built like a brick shithouse when I was a kid. I was all muscle. And I really miss it. I mean, I can still hold my own in a fight, I just don't look like I can anymore. Oh, I told you about it, ma'am. You had a right go at him later. Oh, Sensei doesn't get respect. Sensei doesn't get to teach then. Yeah, exactly. Probably go straight for the shins and the genitals. No, I don't. Porthos goes straight for the genitals. I prefer psychological warfare. Yes, you did, ma'am. Like you wouldn't. My mother, whenever anybody even slighted me the smallest amount as a child, was right in there. Proper mama bear. Every time. I'm pretty sure she made my maths teacher shit himself once at parents' evening because he'd been mean to me. He was terrified of you. Great. I tend to aim for soft bits, but that's partially the arts I learned. It's ribbed six-pack and all. Now I have a little barrel instead of the six-pack. Fucking mood, Grox. Big mood. Right. I think we can call the teeth and the horn complete. I might actually put a little bit more highlight on the horn. But yeah, that isn't just relevant for martial arts and things like it's relevant for everything. If somebody prioritizes their ego over your well-being, they prioritize appearances over your needs, then fuck 'em. My body is not what it used to be, but that's great. I just need to deal with the bits I dislike. Yeah, that's a good way to approach it, Nikki. Like, I'm not 100% happy with where I am physically. For a lot of reasons. And I don't think I ever will be. But that's okay. I'm more the person I want to be now than I ever have been before. And I'm happier in and of myself than I've ever been before. And there are a couple of people I can thank for that. They know who they are, so I'm not going to call them out and embarrass them now. But as much as I may not be happy with my physical fitness or the amount of muscle I have anymore, there's a lot about me to be happy about. I'm having to relearn how to do cardio workouts for weight loss. Oh, I can't do cardio, it kills me. Like, it's gonna be... what do you call a cow in an earthquake? A milkshake! Hey, that's awful! Well done. If or when I get to meet Porthos, if he hits me, I will be making a bottom reference. That's fair, Destroyer. We call him Podshot Porthos. I'm guessing this is the extended version. You survived DMAC dragging us all over Edinburgh because you forgot how far a restaurant was. You're fine. Hey, you survived it too, Longfang. And you know what? I really, really enjoyed that. Just hanging out with you guys and walking, and you and me just going, "Are you just taking us to Wagamama?" to DMAC every 5 fucking seconds was so much fun. I had such a blast. It was worth it though, weren't it? That walk was worth it. That restaurant was fucking amazing. I don't think I've ever told chat that story actually. I've not told many stories about when we went to Edinburgh. So for those that don't know, I went to Edinburgh in November. Initially, it was to go see the Ray Harryhausen exhibition. But as I'd never even been to Scotland before, Longfang and DMAC were giving me some advice on places I should go, places I shouldn't go, what I should do, and I was just like, "Oh, this is too much information." You know the GIF of Winona Ryder just going, yeah, I was basically doing that all the way through their explanations, and they were like, "You know what? Why don't we just give you a tour?" So what was initially going to be me going to Edinburgh for a day to go to a museum by myself, take pictures and get excited about stop motion animation, turned into a 4-day event where I hung out with DMAC and Longfang every day, and somehow they're still here. But on, I think it was the last night actually, wasn't it? We went to a Japanese restaurant. And no word of a lie, best fucking takoyaki I've ever had. Ever. The noises I made eating that takoyaki. TOS. Very much TOS. We did also get amazing bagels. Those bagels were fucking amazing. So good. Bedridden for 2 days once I got home. The pain was bad. Oh, bless you. You did so well, though. Like, neither of us was expecting to be walking as much as we did, and I think we both did really well. 2 cats are in a swimming race. One is called 1, 2, 3, the other 1, 2, 3. Which one won? 1, 2, 3, because 1, 2, 3 cats sank. Fuck's sake, Destroyer! You are on the ball with the terrible jokes tonight. Oh, that is really weird. We're getting 2 bad joke sounds every single time, and I don't know why. I think Stream Elements has had an update and can now do the thing that I wanted it to do before but couldn't. I'm gonna have to fix that. Add that to the to-do list. Humble Bundle has an X series sale. Ooh, neat. You need to take a month off, visit London again for the museums, and then trek up north, visit the good cities, Nottingham, Edinburgh. Visit the Highlands again, have a tour of the Lake District. Oh, that sounds amazing, Modhale. Make that 2 months, vacation and a winning lottery ticket. Oh, bless you. Yeah. I know that feel. Yeah, the Edinburgh trip was really, really good, and I've been feeling a little lethargic. No, I mean, yes, but no. I've got a bout of wanderlust. That's my problem. So, I have this thing where if I'm in the same environment for too long, I get really sort of twitchy. And I have to go somewhere, do something, you know? And because of circumstances beyond my control, I motion to the outside world. That hasn't happened this year yet. Now, I am going to Nottingham on Saturday, which will be nice. Ah, yes, I'm going to Nottingham on Saturday. There might not be a stream. I might be too tired by the time I get home. I'll keep you posted. I mean, I will if I can, because I really want to play some more Ghostwire. But I don't know when I'll be getting back, so. But yeah, I need to go somewhere and just... no, Destroyer. I'm not going to a gig. I'm not sure I'm ready to go to a gig in our current environment. Meeting up with some friends. I think this might be leather, so we're not going to paint it. I don't know. No, we will. We'll paint it metal. It's going to be metal now. I've decided. Yeah, I need to go somewhere and just be away from things. It probably wouldn't be quite so bad if it wasn't for the fact that I work from home now, you know? Like, I love working from home. It's been great for me and has meant that I've been able to get a really good job that works for me, that genuinely makes me happy. Because I wouldn't have been able to get it otherwise, and I'd be too far away from it. So there are good things to it, but I'm in this room on a stream night for like 10 hours bare minimum, and I barely get up from my desk in that time. And that's a long time to be in the same room for, even if it's a room that you like. And you know, we take Porthos to the park, and the park's kind of crap. One thing I'm looking forward to about moving is hopefully having a nicer place to walk him. Oh, excuse me, Porthos. What's up, baby? What? But yeah, the park's kind of awful. The area that I live in is steadily going downhill. Oh bugger. Silverware, we didn't want it. It happens. Destroyer says bless you. Like it's not a happy place to be anymore. I mean, it wasn't exactly happy when we got here, but you know, It's an underfunded, disenfranchised part of the city. It has historically been known as a bad area, and it's kind of going back that way at the moment. And I know that's, kind of a societal construct and all that kind of shit, but it doesn't feel safe here. It doesn't feel happy. Because the people here aren't happy. And they take out their dismay on the available public facilities. They smash up bus stops. They cause damage to the park. All that kind of stuff. I just want somewhere nice that I can take Porthos. I can sit in the sunshine and just enjoy it. I'd like that. And hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. Hopefully. Okay, that looks much better now. It's got some paint on it. We've got this little bit of metal here. Yeah, I want to go somewhere and just have a change of scenery, a bit of a change of environment for a day or so. I've got a work thing that I've got to go to London for, but that's, it's a work thing, so it's not quite the same. I want to be able to do my own thing for a day. I've got plenty of leave, so it's not like work is stopping me from doing it. I've just got to figure out where I'm going and what I'm doing. That's always the hard part. And we've got this bit here. I may actually glue them back onto the base once done this bit. Because I know I'm taking a lot of the paint off just by handling it. I'd suggest coming to Mansfield for a day, but even I don't like Mansfield. Fair. We've got all this here that's not, that I couldn't paint before, so I'm just going to quickly catch it in. See, this is why I shouldn't have glued it to the base initially when I was doing all the base coating and stuff, because I missed loads of it. Let's get it on the base. So then I can just hold the base instead of destroying all my hard work. You can see where it was before. Don't forget, when you're using glue, especially glue like this that is very, very strong, use it in a well-ventilated area. Or as well-ventilated as you can get, at any rate. Can I squeeze that back in where it was before? Sort of. There you go. Oh, no I can't. No I cannot. Eep. Indeed, Destroyer. Okay, let's try it that way. This is going to get trippy. So that particular adhesive is a plastic adhesive, and the way it works is basically by melting the plastic, which is why you get such strong fumes from it. Woke up last night to find the ghost of Gloria Gaynor standing at the foot of my bed. At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Destroyer. Why? Why? There we go. So now I can finally stop spoiling all the paint and just carry on with the painting. I can vaguely hear a smart speaker in the background. Give me a moment. Well, that was odd. Okay. Metals, metals, metals. Metals is what I was painting. Like this lovely little tooth cap here. Now my guess is that this little squig friend, as they have quite a few cavities, probably lost the top of their tooth at some point. Calling it little, it's the biggest squig I've ever painted. If I recall correctly, polystyrene cement contains some MEK, hence the strong fumes. Yeah, I think you're right there. My boss hates it when I shorten his name to Dick, especially because his name is Steve. Okay, that one you get a good joke for. Because oh fuck, what's his name? Zuckerberg. Saying his staff playfully, lovingly refer to him as the Eye of Sauron, which, considering the music that's on now, appropriate. There we go. Tooth cap done. So we need to put a little highlight on the metal, obviously. But just having the like base coats on there makes it look so much nicer. Oh, we've got a piercing that I've missed. Paint as well. I may actually go over the piercing with gold instead of leaving it silver. You have a nose ring as well, I think you did. No, you didn't. I swear you had another piercing somewhere. Guess not. Gonna swap to the Psycho very, very briefly. Do the eyes. quite pleased with that. That has gone exactly where I wanted it to. Perfect. Lovely, vibrant yellow eyes. Exactly what we want. Putting some highlights around the eyes. Beach Boys walk into a bar. Round? Round? Get around? I'll get around. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. I feel like I probably forgot a highlight around the eyes earlier. Or maybe I elected not to because I hadn't painted the eyes in yet. Second round of green stuff done on my Necron Baron monster. Once it all dried, I shall have to file smooth it very gently to smooth it out. I'm sure it'll look great when it's done, Hans. And I hope to see photos. Oh shit, I've just realised. Are any of my mods still about? If you are, could one of you very kindly please do a shout out for Destroyer and for Hans the Dragon, because I don't think either of them have had a shout out yet. And that must be rectified. Awesome, thank you, Hans. I always keep my guitar in my car. It's good for traffic jams. Okay, no, that one gets a bad joke. That was awful.
Are you serious?
We've had Mothra, now we've got Gaji. Fabulous. Some little highlights on the snoot as well. There we go. Okay. Oh, has anybody else seen the trailer for Shin Ultraman? Which I am quite looking forward to. Some wonderful fans have actually translated it into English. Like, they've done English subtitles for it. For all of the English speaking Ultraman fans out there, like myself. Very, very excited to see that. Looks very good. Right. We'll go with the regiment brush again. We're gonna break out the Nuln Oil. think you're missing the underscore, Longfang. Oh, that didn't feel right. It's okay, mate. No need to apologise. I didn't, when I was painting everything else with the Null earlier, put any on the floors by the looks of things. That was silly of me.
Get nice and moist for me, won't you?
Oh, we've got to hydrate. I'll deal with that in a moment. Thank you for the hydrate, ma'am. I will do that as soon as I have finished nulling this metal. Yeah, I know this is a very quick and dirty way of doing the metal, and considering how long I've spent painting the rest of this mini, it may seem like a bit of a cop-out, but get a little bit of spaceship exterior on some of the bigger bits to...
Have you taken a mess today? Get it
Oh,
fucking down,
shit.
you.
That, I got Longfang in stereo then. Yeah, I think Stream Elements has had an update, and it's fucked with a load of my commands, because I had to put a load of my commands into a separate tool. Because Stream Elements couldn't handle them. Okay. Right, okay, shit, now there's loads of things for me to do. Well, the null's done, so it's fine. Okay, Mum, thank you very much for the hydrate. And for the posture check. There we go, I'm not sitting like a gremlin anymore. And for the treat for me, which I will select now and eat after I finish doing the rest of the sound command stuff. I have selected a gummy raspberry. What hell, thank you very much for the stretch. Oh, you fucker. Oh! I don't know if my microphone picked that up then, but... my clavicle went pop. That felt good. Longfang, I have medicated. However, everybody else in chat, please make sure you have medicated. And Mum, thank you for the treat for both of us. Okay, I think I'm I think I'm up to date on all of the redemptions there. You look good? Yes. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So I'm going to use the Psycho again. Nani? Why are we violencing? What has happened to cause Kian to want to violence? Or were you just violencing for the fun of it? Just because. Yeah, fair play. I mean, in these trying times, occasionally you just feel like violencing. So I've got some very heavily watered down spaceship exterior. But I'm just running over little bits of the metal. Sort of tiny little highlight. Very tiny. I don't want to put too much on. I'm not going to put any highlight at all there. Gonna just move the camera out a little bit so I can bring the squig a bit closer to myself. That should be okay for you folks still. Yeah. Lovely. I know violence isn't the answer. I got it wrong on purpose. Yes. Have some musical violence. Oh dear. As in you are inflicting violence upon us, or as in it is a violent track? I'm actually going to put a couple of extra little dashes of the spaceship exterior on the little anklet so that it looks kind of scuffed. Because if any of this metal's going to be scuffed, it's going to be that. Because of where it is. And we've got a rogue dog hair. There we go, fixed it. Okay. That's that. You know, this is a track I haven't heard in a very long time as well. Thank you, Destroyer. All we've got left to do now, I think. Oh, wait, no. I've got a tiny little bit of Nulning to do that I missed again. Ugh. There we go. Why does that squig have a chastity belt? So originally, the Mangler squigs are both supposed to be chained to the ground. Essentially. Like, that's supposed to have like a ball and chain on it. It's supposed to be holding it down. And here at Old Zogwart Squig Sanctuary, we don't believe in battery farming or chaining down our squigs. All of our squigs are free range. But I had neither the energy nor the skills required to remove all of this and make it look consistent with the rest of the squig. I'm not that skilled yet. I know I'm not. One day maybe, but not right now. Hey, there's no wrong with that, Destroyer. So the squig has what could be described as a chastity belt because I am not competent enough to remove it. Which is amusing in a way that I really didn't want it to be, but there we are. Right. Some tiny little highlights on the little ring. I enjoy him having a little gimpy codpiece. Yeah, see, this is why the jukebox is getting an overhaul. Because of things like that. Like, I don't know why it does it. DMAC and I use the same jukebox, and he never has this problem. Sorted. Right, just the belt left now. Just that bit of leather. So I've already got, pretty sure I've got Dryad bark on there at the moment. That's Dryad bark. Those wondering. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer of Pecatan Flesh, which is a Green Stuff World ink, over that, and then I'm going to highlight it with a little bit of Gorthor Brown. That's the plan. A little bit of paint shaking ASMR for you there. Now I'm going to be very, very... Ooh, look at that. Don't know where that's come from. That's gross. Just gonna put the lid back on that and think about that another day. Using the regiment brush again, because I like using the regiment brush for washes. These washes, the Green Stuff World ones, tend to be a little bit more dense in my experience than the GW ones. Like you can see this isn't pooling anywhere near as much as GW ones do. Like normal will just pull perfectly. This, not so much. You kind of have to splotch it to get the kind of effect I want, which is fine. It works. It does pull a tiny bit, look. Just not as much as I'd want. Plans for coming weeks would have finished the K-Truck Gas on Steam because I have a game on the 4th. Paint my IK RPG Mini, again, game on May 6th. And finish the Mad Max Windcharger conversion, but now I'm eyeing up my Orcs STLs despite having a mob or two of them in a primed state. You've got this, Mod Hell. The STLs will be there when you're done doing the stuff that you've got things for. So why don't you finish one of the projects that you've got that has a, for want of a better description, deadline on it, and then as a reward, print an Orc STL. And if that happens to take a while to print, then you could, in theory, start work on the other project that you've got. And then once that one's done, print an STL. Do it that way. So you're rewarding yourself with the thing that you're eyeing up. And getting the stuff that you need to get done. I mean, if I was the person that you were playing against, or playing with, as the case may be, with the Iron Kingdoms one, I wouldn't mind if your stuff was like half finished. Doctor Who but Columbo is the Doctor. I would watch that. I would definitely watch that. Fucking love Columbo. I would be completely understanding if you were like, you know what, I just couldn't do this in time and I'm sorry. This is what I've got. But I don't know if, you know, there's additional things there in your case. Okay, that's... I overloaded the brush and it's gone a bit wonk there, but it's okay, it's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint a very thin line with the Psycho again of the Gorthor brown. Wherever there's a ridge. And then I might water the Gorthor down so that it's really thin. And use my knackered precise detail brush to make the leather look a little bit more battered. Ah, I see, Mod Hell. I can understand that. I've shown you folks Vulpir before. I say that, there are people here that haven't been here before. I will show you Vulpir in a moment. Okay. So I'm going to do the last little bit for this, and then I will show you folks Vulpir. At some point I'm going to have to start work on Aethlindir as well. Right, that's super watered down now, that should be good. Hey, Lynn! Thank you so much for being subscribed for 11 months. Fucking hell. Nearly a year. I installed a new desk in my room and my legs are killing me. I can imagine, but congratulations on getting that done. Nearly threw the squig across the table into the paint then. That could have been bad. So the plan here is to just sort of stipple a little bit of this very watered down Gorthor onto some bits of the belt. Just so that it looks a little bit more battered. I don't know how well it'll work, but we'll see. As always, on these streams, my painting is more of an experiment than an art. I do love a bit of science. And we're recording it, so it's definitely science and not just me fucking about. Okay.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Exactly, Hans. Okay. Guess what? That's the Pasanka squig. Done. I'm quite pleased with them. Like, this was a very big challenge for me. And I think it's turned out okay. Quite happy with it. Sure, it's not identical to the source material, but I think it's got a charm all of its own as a result. Thank you so much, Carve. Yeah, I quite like it. I very rarely say this about the things I paint, but I am happy with it. Because I thought it was going to turn out a lot worse than it has. Thank you, Destroyer. Yeah, I like our friend here. It's one of the biggest squigs I've ever painted. And I think it's come out alright. What am I going to base it with? Oh, I will show you. Because I think I've got access to it from here. So, a little while ago, actually for my birthday, you lovely folks raised so much money for me on my birthday that I was able to buy a fuck ton of basing materials from Rival Scenics. So I've got, like, actual dirt to base it with. I've got dirt and pretty rocks and flowers, and it's so cool, and I'm very excited. And there will be plenty of flowers on this base. So, next steps for our friend here. They're gonna wait in the wings. I am going to put a protective coating on them so that the paint doesn't come off. And they're going to be waiting in the wings for their partner piece to be done. So, I think when I took a photograph of it so that I knew exactly how to put them back together. Because these squigs are supposed to be attached by a goblin that is no longer attached to them. But I think I was going to do something a little bit like this, so that they're sort of jumping together. But I can't remember exactly how I'd done it. So I'll have to take a look at the photograph I took. Actual dirt, eh? Like the kind you find in the garden? Yeah, but our dirt is full of parasites. So, you know, like, clean, safe dirt that's not going to make anybody sick. Yeah, like everything else about this area, it's kind of toxic, our dirt. It's a miracle anything fucking survives. The hydrangea goes nuts, though. Changes colour every year. Which is great. Flamethrower the dirt! Oh my god, Kian. You really are feeling violent tonight, aren't you? Okay, so I said I would show you Vulpir. This is Vulpir. And I apologise to those that have heard this story 1,001 times already, but I think it bears repeating. Vulpir was my first ever Space Marine. I painted him about 5 years ago now. He is my Black Crusade character. So I have this thing where if I'm really, really enjoying an RP, I will make a character miniature to represent my character and the other characters in the RP if the players are willing to let me. But we were supposed to have physical representations of our characters. The DM, Slow, said that if we'd got a phys rep of our character, we'd get bonus experience points. And me being, well, me, went the whole 9 yards, and next time we RP'd, I had this guy, and everybody else had little cardboard stand-ins. But yeah, so that's why he exists. Vulpir exists because I enjoyed playing a Night Lord so much that I wanted to immortalise him in a combination of plastic and metal. Dedicated cam when? What do you mean dedicated cam? For what, Hans? Garden dirt is possible, just make sure you heat it well enough to kill any bugs and microbes. Yeah, Modheld, but I can just get Rival to do that for me, and then I can get nice little flowers at the same time that I definitely wouldn't be able to procure myself. Or an autoclave. So he's a Beaky, as you can see. He's got the classic Beaky helm, which Slow gave me. He also got on eBay the old style Raptor jump pack because I like the old style packs better than the new ones. So that is metal. The rest of him is plastic. So he's quite heavy, which is why he's got a penny in his base. Because otherwise he'll just fall over. Fuck, I've not heard this in years. Obviously, Night Lord helms don't come in Beaky format, so I made little Night Lord bat wings for his helm. Out of... do I have any up here? This stuff, which is a little bit like Brass Etch, but it's way thinner, like way flimsier. This is also, as you may be able to guess from the holes punched in it, is also what I used to make the frills on the back of Kamata Squig, who some folks may not have seen, so I'll just get him out of the cupboard. Because Kamata Squig is my favourite squig that I've ever done, I think. I mean, I love Squigzilla as well, but Kamata Squig was just so much fun to modify. And to be fair, Squigzilla also has some of these on. This is Kamata Squig. So I took a cave squig, and gave it boggly eyes and tiny little like arms, and gills, and then these little frills as well. And I painted a Japanese road markings onto the base as well, so that it was authentic. And this is Squigzilla, who also has some of the little frills. And also glows blue under UV light, which I can't show you on stream, unfortunately. But it's actually quite a stark difference in comparison to what he looks like now. Like, it's a very vibrant blue glow, which I was so pleased about. It was exactly what I wanted it to do. But yeah, so fun things about Vulpir that non-Night Lords folks might not notice. Other than the fact that he has a beaky helm, which is rare in and of itself. His armor is from 3 different marks, if I'm not mistaken. Because the thing that Night Lords do is that they basically treat battlefields like grimdark supermarket sweep. They will just salvage whatever, and then they will use it. So it's not unheard of for a Night Lord to have multiple different marks of armor from different salvages. And as Kian has pointed out, he has the Sinner's Gauntlets. So his hands are painted red, because he done a bad. Red gauntlets on a Night Lord are a mark of someone who has wronged their legion. He's actually Vulpir's been ex-commed from his legion. I think the legs and the arms are both the same mark. What hell? Where did he get the red paint? That's a good question, isn't it, Kian? So paint. So what Vulpir did was tried to be a smartass and got a lot of his legion killed. So his liege lord told him to fuck off. Never want to see you again. That kind of thing. But Vulpir, being a bit of a compulsive liar, has led his entire little Black Crusade party to believe that he is actually a very mighty and powerful Night Lord. Very well respected among the Night Lords, and therefore exceedingly useful to them. And he wouldn't have gotten away with it if I didn't roll literally the best roll that you can roll to deceive them all into thinking that he was smart. I rolled really well on a deception roll, and everyone was just like, oh my god, you're really intelligent and cool, and you're definitely not lying. We believe everything you say. It was fucking great. Yeah, unfortunately that campaign is dead. So I will never get to play Vulpir again, but my Night Lord's army that I am very slowly building is his legion. And when I play with them against my friends, they will affect Vulpir's backstory. Which doesn't matter anymore because campaign's dead. But it's still a fun thing for me to do with my character, so that he still gets a little bit of life in spite of the fact that the RP's not going anymore. It's basically how real life works as well. I know, Hans, I lie about things all the time and people believe me. Usually about my competence. Yes, I can do that. Definitely. I know exactly what I need to do. Just Google it. Be fine, just Google it. Meddling kids, indeed, Torpor, indeed. Okay, so I have accomplished what I wanted to accomplish tonight. We have completed the Pasanka Squig. Finally, it's done. And it looks grand, if I do say so myself.
Excellent!
So I think it's time for us to go and harass somebody else, don't you? Yeah, sure, no problem. I can do that. Frantically googling tutorials in the background. Yeah, that's how I do literally everything in Life Mod Hale. Okay. So let's head to the ending soon screen and let's see who's live. If anybody has somebody they specifically want me to raid, you can use your channel points to guide the raid, but if not, I'm just gonna find somebody. Oh, I think I have the perfect choice. Fitting song to end on. Definitely. It's a good one. Okay. We're gonna raid Kirioth, who appears to be hobbying right now, so we can go from one hobby stream to another. And Kiri's a lovely bean. Right. I will be back on Friday with some more Hobby Happy Hour. And we'll be starting work on the next of the Ukrainian-themed traditional squigs. Very, very excited. I might do the base coat before then, because I've got to base coat it in white, and base coating anything in white is always a pain in the ass. And you folks don't need to see me suffer through that. But yeah. I'm really pleased with how today's gone. I hope you've all had a really good time. I certainly have. I hope to see you all on Friday. But as always, until I do see you next, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands! And have a great rest of your week, everybody. We're halfway there. Right. Goodbye.